What's up, Backgammon fans? It's Mark Olsen here. We're switching it up, me and Justin. I'm doing all the odd matches, he's doing all the even matches. It's quite nice, actually. I know some of you guys requested a double commentator setup, but it's very intense to do commentary, so it's actually quite nice to rest in between every other match. So the score is now 7-5 for Sander. Mochi is really picking up the pace and beginning to play his regular superhuman level. But it's very exciting. Sander is probably the favorite at this point. We are halfway through, or at least halfway through so far, the UBC 2023 final. So despite being down on the PR, which might prove to be the deciding factor, you know, the average PR, it's really important, because if the match ends 12-12, then the average PR is going to decide the winner. Look at this play here for Sander, 4-3. That's a difficult one to find. Apparently the computer wants to slot the 7-point. Wow. I wonder who would find this play. So it would step up to the 21 and then slot the 7-point. I guess, I mean, this is what most players would play, including myself. I would have made the same mistake as Sander here. He did take his time. I think he kind of felt like something is a bit off here. And that's a good find by Mochi. Yeah, good old early cube. He has a priming advantage. He's up 10 pips. And he has a bit of a blitzing advantage as well. So even though it's early, I think you can add it all up to 2 out of 3 points here. And according to my doubling system in middle game situations, this should be a double. So Sander's taking off the sweater there. We are in December in Copenhagen, so it's sweater weather. 4-3, that's a great roll. Now Sander has the choice, do we hit or do we just anchor up? Yeah, he just closes the position. I call it a closed position when you anchor up, and an open position when you have split back checkers and you're vulnerable to getting attacked. So now it's just basically a mutual holding game, which is a much more stable position, less volatility. Basically just playing a waiting game here. Who rolls the first big double? Mochi being slightly ahead in the race and with the stronger inner board might be looking for breaking plays here, pay now moves. And as we can see, according to it, it's not even that far apart. It's just an 18 millipoint mistake here to run from the anchor. It does make sense, you know. Mochi is up in the race. He has a way stronger inner board. Sander has blots in his inner board. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like it. So it became a 38 mistake on XG++, but pretty cool play by Mochi. Double four, it's got to be good, right? That's the 2 4s, and then, yeah. I mean, what else would you do? You could bring 2 into 5, but if you put a checker on the 5-point, it kind of loses its utility because it doesn't have any place to go. By playing 4 down, you still preserve the utility of the checkers because they can go to the open 7 and 8-point. Sander's just playing without leaving any shots here. Yeah, so a good way to quickly identify who's ahead in a mutual holding game like this is simply just to see who has the more advanced rear anchor. And right now Mochi is winning the anchor war. His anchor is all the way up to his 16-point, while Sander's still back on his 21-point. Of course, the pip count is another crucial factor. As usual, we see Mochi making the inferior move first, but in this case it's actually very close. But that's his tendency. He looks at the alternative move first, for then to put his checkers back and make the move that's actually his intended move to begin with. And he seems to be right every single time. So yeah, this is a situation where Sander has the choice between breaking the midpoint, although it feels a little bit annoying because it's kind of nice to have the midpoint, or to make an inflexible play where you bury a checker. Now, Sander chose to bury a checker. The checker on the spare checker on the 2-point is now completely dead, and that's not so good in backgammon. You know, we want to maximize our total checker utilization. But it was a tough choice. Excellent double 6 for Mochi. Gets to bring his checkers home safely. Yeah. 6-5, not a good shot. Sander gets the chance here. Sander was playing the holding game. He's left with one last game plan and he misses. Remember that in the UBC final, the dice on checkers are valid. So that's a miss, and Mochi leaves another. No, wait. He can still play. He can still play without a shot here. So it seems. Oh, I think Sander needs to run with one checker here. Go for the one-man holding game. Yeah.
Only 4 off, please.
The double 6. It's not a good roll. Sander has a chance, but yet again he misses. Yeah, he didn't grab onto the opportunities handed to him. Twice he missed the turnaround shot. Yeah, despite Mochi rolling another big double there, I think Sander is gonna save the gammon. Yeah, 3-1. Not the best. I mean, there's a little bit of gammon here. Mochi just needs one big double.
3.
Double 3 or better. 4 rolls out of 36. Double 3, double 4, double 5, double 6. It doesn't get it. So 2 points for Mochi. Here in match 7. Mochi playing another flawless game here. He has been playing incredibly well today, so far. Sander started out slow in the first game of the day, and then he played a really good match in the previous match. He had lots of difficult decisions. He found that beautiful banana split. As usual, I'm inclined to say, because Sander's really good at finding these plays. Yeah, so this one is a good little lesson to all of us to see how Mochi will play this move, because usually it's worth leaving a direct shot to make an outfield point. But here the costs have gone up because Sander has made his 5-point. Therefore, it hurts more to get hit than usual. Mochi does find the best play. Very nice play. Sander has 2 good aces to choose between here. Okay, he chose it fast. He prefers splitting rather than flexing. Oh no. Oh no, God no. That's ugly. Why would you do that with 8 men in the zone? And a stacked midpoint. Just unstack the midpoint, Sander. I didn't like that play. And Mochi had already a concrete position. It wasn't like a good tempo hit or anything. It really made no sense, the loose hit there on the ace point. Might have been that's a good move, however. Oh, that's a powerful. That might even be a joker. Mochi gets the point on head on the 3-point. I don't think this is particularly difficult to play. I'm not sure why Mochi is taking so long. A loose. Well, it might be because of Sanders' 2 blots in his home board. He might be tempted to make a loose play like this. But it doesn't, I mean, it's just so strong, you know. Just make point on head. And look what a beautiful flexible position you get. You can just make the points next time. 2-3. Sanders gonna consolidate his front position. He's taking his time here. Mochi, trying to figure out whether this is a double or not. This is probably one of those situations where the match score comes into play. I think this might be close at 0-0. But since Mochi is leading 2-0, that will be 5 away, 7 away. He needs to be more careful with the initial cube in contact positions like this. It's not that Sanders thrilled to anchor up on the 23 point, but nevertheless, it is slightly better to be anchored up here and just shut down for all the blitz value of Mochi here. Okay, Mochi finds the cube. I think Sander is gonna have a pretty easy time figuring this out, that this is a take, because even if Mochi had full freedom, like if you took Mochi's rear checker and put it to the midpoint, Sander would probably still have a take, or at least it would be close. So with Mochi still being in Sander's home board, which means Sander has immediate counterplay, it's a very easy take here. Yeah, remember to like and subscribe the Backgammon Galaxy YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. My personal Instagram is markolsen10, and of course, Backgammon Galaxy Instagram as well. So we get to see the best play here. Mochi is kind of forced to semi-bury a checker. I mean, there's one play coming out to the 16 and down to the 9, which is quite loose. It's quite a loose play with 2 blots. But that's the only way to not bury any checkers or semi-bury a checker. The top 2 moves here both involves putting a checker on the 4 or 3 point. So this is a fine play. Second best according to 3ply XG. Yeah, he goes back and forth here. So according to his normal move patterns, this is the move he's going to end up making, which is not going to be a big mistake. Oh, maybe not. He's still considering it.
Right.
He's really taking his time here, Mochi, which means he's not sure. Most of the moves, okay, he makes this one. He keeps it. Oh, what? Yeah, he does. Okay. So a small error from Mochi, but fair enough. You know, he keeps it natural. He doesn't semi-bury any of his checkers. But as we can see from the computer, there were tactical reasons to why you don't want to come out here and have 2 blots. in a situation like this, I guess there's just two aces to choose between 8 to 7 or 6 to 5. And the problem with 8 to 7, the reason why this is a small error, is that you create a loose front position in a situation where Sandra might get to hit a fly shot next time. So when that's the case, you would prefer to have immediate strength rather than long-term strength. And 6 to 5, it represents immediate strength because you get to keep the 8 point. While 8 to 7 represents long-term strength because you have more flexibility to build home board points. That's the right move, Mochi. 0 shots. The thing is, he doesn't really gain more builders by playing safe here. Or sorry, by playing bold. So why not just play safe and play with 0 shots? This is, by the way, a position that would be double 5. I was just about to say, this is a position that would be an easy take for Sandra if Mochi was to double in this position. But of course, the double 5 is a huge joker, and Mochi is now up to a 85% favorite here in this position. If he can just find the best play. I don't know what's taken him so long here, actually. Isn't it rather clear that you make the 5 and then you bring down the midpoint? Yeah, he does. Okay. It just took a while. Burning valuable time bank. 5-4. It's not the 5-3 that Sandra was looking at. 5-4. So here Sandra is probably not going to get a fly shot next time, which means he can go ahead and slot. He can go ahead and aim for long-term strength. He can accept an immediate weakness. But this play is actually quite nice as well. It's kind of like slotting, you have 3 loose builders. I'm not sure that was such a good roll, the double 5 from Mochi. I mean, could be that his gammon chances went up a bit because the raise is looking pretty big now. 54 pips for Mochi. Yeah, the gammon raise is real, actually. The gammon raise is real. Look at Sandra, he's taking crossovers here. That's exactly for that reason. He's beginning to be a little bit scared of losing a racing gammon. There are 16% gammons here. That's 1. That's 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, Sandra made a quick crossover count there, probably assessing the risk of losing a gammon. The most gammon saving play would have been to play 8 to 6 to get that last checker inside your home board as well, but he figured that it was worth the risk in order to make his home board strong. There we go. He gets off the anchor. I think that's the right 3 here, because if you play 8 to 5, you waste 1 pip, basically. Oh, 5-3. There's the shot. And Sander knows that he has to hit a 3. Otherwise, he's going to be down 4-0. The difference is actually quite big between the two plays here. We get to see the result Mochi is supposed to take 2 checkers off. It's not so much for the gammons. Actually, you win more gammon by hitting. But by taking off 2 checkers, A, it's good to take off more checkers, and B, you get a really nice and beautiful, flexible, resulting position. Whereas if you hit, you might roll 2 big dice next time, and you might leave a double shot. But if Mochi were to win a gammon here, he probably has to put Sander on the bar. See if we can have Sander dancing once or twice. Otherwise the gammon seems quite unlikely. So yet again Mochi is playing at a 1 point low error rate. Sander's at a 2 point something. Double 4. Oh, the gammons are back. Sander needs to roll something big now and get... Oh, 3-1. Maybe he should stay. It's such a poor racing number that this is a decision. Oh, if you stay, you actually run the risk of losing a backgammon if you roll small next time. So I guess for that reason, you gotta go. You also save more gammons by going. You could save the gammon here if you roll a big roll next time. Yeah, Mochi takes off 2 checkers. Now Sander needs a big roll. The bigger the better. 6-2. It's decent. It's decent. It's not a catastrophic roll. It's close here. It's like, okay, now Sander is a favorite to save the gammon. He was an underdog before Mochi rolled the dice.
Thank you.
Oh, he doesn't do it. 4 points for Mochi. And Mochi is leading 6-0 Crawford. The 2 first matches of the day both ended 7-0, I believe. Wasn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, in the chat. But I believe that the 2 first matches ended 7-0. And now in the 3rd match of the day, we're at a 6-0 Crawford score. And Mochi is just playing like a backgammon god. 1.1 versus Sander's 2.8. 2.8 is pretty good. You know, that's what Sander won the final with last year. And Mochi, he underperformed. He played a 3.0, the worst PR average that he's played in a UBC tournament. But it seems that today he's he's back in his A game. And that's quite scary. Oh, Mochi's getting creative here. Okay. I don't think I would have considered any other play than making the 3 point here. Wow, okay, he gets creative. It's a small error, but I mean, against Sander's slot. And now Sander rolls a double 5, which means Sander's ahead in the race, which means Mochi has a timing advantage in a priming battle. That's an incredibly strong roll, because Mochi wants exactly this, to be in a priming battle. So whatever he does here, he's going to invite Sander into a priming battle. For that reason, he shouldn't split the back checkers. Yeah, that's the play. Good play, Mochi. What an extreme... Oh, that's good. Sander has... He can make a split. Yeah, make the big split. I like it. That's how you counter the priming threat. Mochi is taking his time on a rather obvious play. Okay, he just only has delay time here. Sander really wants to come in with a hit, and he does. Mochi continues to hit loose. That's the battle at the edge of the prime. And Mochi is fighting fiercely, and it looks like he has a big advantage here to win the battle of the edge. Hahaha, 3-1. Yeah, Okay, so Mochi has a decision here. For sure he's going to cover the 4 point. And then the question is, do you hit or do you just continue to prime by playing 8 to 7? This is a tough decision. I mean, if you hit, it's actually quite a lot of return shots from the bar. It's 1 6 2 6 3 6 2 5 4 3. It's 10 shots from the bar. If Mochi hits, it's almost the same as a direct shot. While if he just does this, try to prime the glued back checkers. That's what Michi calls them. When you got 2 checkers on the 24 point, he calls them glued back checkers. And against glued back checkers, you want to make a pure, flat, and concrete priming structure to block those back checkers. But over the board, this is a very tough decision, and I can certainly understand why Mochi wants to take some time off of his time bank here. Again, when in doubt, hit. We make the biggest blunders when we don't hit. That's the mantra that would go through the back of my mind here if I was in Mochi's shoes. But at the same time, I can also see why priming the glued back checkers makes so much sense here. Mochi has a timing advantage by being down in the race. He has a purity advantage in terms of having a more pure structure. And both of these features indicate that Mochi should simply just play a priming game. But what a difficult decision it is. I mean, it's actually quite impressive if he finds the best play here. Oh, the second best play is actually not covering. It's hitting and then anchoring up on the 21 point. I didn't even consider that play, to be honest. He's down to 3 minutes and 45 seconds now on the clock. Sander with almost 11 minutes on the clock. This could, I mean, Mochi just needs to win one more point, right? So most likely he's not going to need all that much time in the time bank. But it is a little bit inconvenient to get low on time. It could matter. It could matter. Sander has grinded his PR down to a 2.5. Okay, so he makes the play that I think most of us probably would have made, hitting and covering. And his PR spikes up to 1.56. Oh, this one. I don't think he needs to hit here. I think he needs to prime. Leave the plot. Yes, leave the plot. Exactly. Okay, he knew this one. So did I. And look at the power of the prime here. Mochi is squeezing Sander. Sander is desperate. He goes for the hit. But this is too much. This is too here I think, I don't know. I mean, it's so natural just to pick up 2 blots here. But look at the other play where you just come in. And yeah, it's the best play. Just come in and hit on the midpoint. Yes, I had a feeling. And he does make that play. Impressive stuff by the Super Grandmaster. Truly impressive. Marty Storer says triply glued. Yeah, that's what Sandra has now. Triple glued back checkers. Yeah, tough decision for Sander. He could anchor up and play the 1-2 back game, but without timing. And that is not a winning proposition. That's a terrible proposition. But at least you get 2 anchors so you don't get blitzed, you know. It definitely wins more games to step all the way up to the 22. Yeah, I understand his play. You know, it's a small error, but I probably would have done the same. Oh, that's an air ball from Mochi. Sander has to find a way to win this game. There's no other choice. Yeah, many variations here. Even Mochi is having a hard time. He is burning valuable time bank now. If Sander wins this game, which he actually does 25% of the time. This was a truly bad roll for Mochi. He burned a lot of time on that play, Mochi. Pretty good roll from Sander. Look at this. His winning chances are up to 35%. It seems that he's finding a way to get out of that losing 1-2 back game. Terrible, terrible deep back game without timing. With the 1-2 back game, you need to be behind 95 pips or more in order to have decent winning chances. I think the 5 is quite easy because you want to liberate it from the back to gain mobility. The 6 didn't seem to matter a whole lot. Double 4, the worst roll Sander could roll. Terrible roll from Sander. His winning chances are dwindling. Could be right to double hit here. I think so. Oh, it's very close. Yeah, good play, Mochi. Yeah, okay, so Mochi chooses to stay pure here rather than point shifting to the ace point, and that's a great idea. And the reason is Sander is already crunching, so he doesn't want to blitz here. Mochi wants Sander to crunch. He wants him to crunch completely. And let's see if he chooses the same strategy here. He could make the the ace point, but then he wouldn't allow Sander to crunch, and for that reason it's wrong to make the ace point. He's gonna stay consistent following. He knows exactly what's going on here. He has the right idea every step of the way. Yeah, it doesn't really matter which of the two aces you play. They both make sense. Okay, the computer suggests a slightly different variation, but it's nothing. It's not looking good for Sander here. Down to 4.5% winning chances. He has to find a miracle in this position. Yeah, don't bury more checkers unnecessarily. Sander has effectively killed his own 4s and 5s here, so that means that he's not going to crunch further if he rolls a 4 or 5. 5-3, there's the crunch. Sander's down to a 3-point board here. It's not looking good. Double 5. Sander can't move. Oh, there's the double shot, the 6-5. Sander actually has a real chance here.
40 seconds.
Oh, he's smiling. Mochi has a nervous smile as well. 6-4, that's a hit. That is a hit. And how is he going to play the other one? He's going to come out from the rear. Okay, Sander has a real chance here. It's still a small one. Mochi is still a big favorite, but this is how it begins. If Sander wants to have a chance to win this game, this is how it begins. 6-4. I guess you let go, actually. I think you let go of the rear 23 point here. Yes. And then you go for the double anchor. Sander has a lot of contact value here. If he makes the 19 and the 17. Yes, this is nice. This is nice. Mochi is forced to move a 6 and a 5. Oh, that's a good roll, Mochi. That's a very good roll, because the problem is, even if Sander were to hit Mochi, if Mochi hits back, it's basically game over with this strong 5-point board. 2-1. So I guess Sander wants to split out his checkers in the outfield now. He's already losing. So he needs to get desperate here. He's already losing no matter what. So it doesn't matter whether he gets hits and loses a gammon, you know. So you should just make whatever move that maximizes your winning chances. Good play, Sander. Really good play, actually. Mochi hesitates. If he moves the 4, then he's going to get hit with a 7, 8, and a 9. That's quite a few shots, but this is actually quite bad. It's a 30 millipoint mistake, which is not that bad, but for Mochi, 30 millipoints, I think that's a blunder, actually, in his XG settings. Okay. I kind of like the move, but XG actually wanted to get brave here and just step up as far as possible. That's problematic. You can't really play 17 to 13 because you would be leaving a direct shot. That's not good. So what else do you have? You know, it leaves you with 18 to 14 or 19 to 15. And it's very close, apparently. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, Sander. Tough move. Mochi's looking to roll big. Another super small roll by Mochi here. So now the question is, does he want to keep his 5-point board? Look at Mochi's clock. He's down to 13 seconds. He has to make a decision. Okay, down to 10 seconds. I think he's aware of the clock. I don't think he's gonna... Wow. Double 6s. Double 6s. Yeah, I guess this is the only way, right? You make a point and you stay back. You lose valuable contact in the rear, but... I mean, if Sander can hit this blot here... Oh, he doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. All Mochi has to do is roll something bigger than a 5. There it is. That is a Jin position for Masayuki Mochizuki. And even though Sander plays another great match, he's simply getting outplayed right now by the Japanese machine. Mochi is literally playing like XG. Excellent match by both players, but it looks like Mochi is going to take a 2-0 win and equalize the score. The score is going to be 7-7. How much more excitement can you get? Sander has 8 minutes left on the clock. I don't think it matters too much if Mochi corrects the clock, but fair play. Ooh, double sixes is not over yet. That would be a sick racing comeback. Yeah, Mochi is still 4 rolls away. Sander's 5. Sander just needs one big double. That's it. No double for Mochi. Sander still has a chance here. He just needs a double. He needs to take 4 men off. Oh, there was another checker there. Yeah, it's the same. Just 4 men off.
Ace.
Sander has a real chance here. If Mochi misses. So Sander's down to 12% match winning chances now. 12.5 or something like this. Now it's up to 16.6. Ah, he misses it. It's a 7-0 win for Mochi. And another 2-0. Another 2 points from Mochi, equalizing the score. The aggregate score is now 7-7. Sander playing a great match. He looks happy, Sander. He's getting into the zone. But Mochi simply plays too strong. He's not going to be too happy now, Sander. He's realizing he's losing 2 points here. And the total score is 7-7. Mochi goes to pick up his bag, pack his coffee, go back in the 20-minute breaks and study all the moves of this match.
Can we play quicker? Is that okay?
So that's it, guys. Next match is going to be Justin again, back on the microphone.
Okay.
Remember, I do private lessons, so you can look me up if you want to do some private lessons. I charge $200 per hour. And of course, we have to remember to give a big shout out to the sponsors.
Download the Backgammon Galaxy app for iOS or Android and see how you rank among the stars. Backgammon Galaxy is the main sponsor of the UBC. What's up, Backgammon fans? I'm Mark Olsen, Backgammon Grandmaster. In front of me I have one of the coolest backgammon boards ever designed, the Casio Void board. Go check it out on the Backgammon Galaxy web shop and get your board right now.
The Earth board is a Backgammon Galaxy bestseller. Place your order now while they're in stock.
What's up, Backgammon fans? I'm Mark Olsen, Backgammon Grandmaster. Are you the next Grandmaster? If not, you better get your copy of Backgammon Masterclass. I'm the author alongside with two-time world champion and the only super Grandmaster in the world, Masayuki Mochizuki. The book takes you through the game plans, the strategy of the game, strategic visualization, a backgame chapter, first time ever backgame chapter, and how to use the doubling cube in middle game situations. Get your copy now in the Backgammon Galaxy web shop.
The Monte Carlo board is an old-school, cool experience. A unique board that makes backgammon tuxedo-worthy again.
How to not suck at backgammon. A Grandmaster's